Is it possible that Christopher Morel is going to be better than Nolan Arenado? I think so, and I've got the facts to back it up. Chris Morel broke onto the scene very unexpectedly in 2022 with a bang in his very first at-bat.
Here's the 3-2. That is hammered. Left field. Oh, my goodness.
Why not? This first base, that's
got a touch first. Christopher Morel.
Oh, my.
He immediately became known as a fan favorite with his energy, fun personality, and hugs. So when his name popped up in trade rumors earlier this offseason, there's no reason to wonder why some Cubs fans were losing their damn minds. At first, I wasn't really on either side and really didn't think much of it. Honestly, had Morel left, I would have missed his personality, but the numbers and the way that he produces a player, I was kind of Yeah, he's energetic, but there's plenty of faults that come with him too. Tons of swing and miss, very streaky hitter, and no defined position. Plus, he's been known to make some mistakes on the base paths. But when I looked into the numbers of his first two seasons, I started to notice that he's quite possibly the second coming of Nolan Arenado. No, not the smooth fielding Arenado at third base, but yes, the clutch power hitting Arenado at the plate. Let's take a look at their first two full seasons side by side. In their first season, Arenado actually recorded a little over 100 more official plate appearances than Morel, yet all of the major numbers, aside from batting average, were worse than Morel. The most glaring of these stats, Morel's OPS. It was 35 points higher, and he hit 6 more home runs and 100 fewer at-bats. And while Arenado did have a much lower strikeout rate, it didn't lead to him getting on base any more than Morel. Their on-base percentages were almost identical. But here's where the fun starts. In the second full season of both these players, check out these numbers. Age 24 from Morel in 2023 and age 23 from Arenado in 2014. Everything across the board is almost identical, minus the batting average. At bats, OPS, slugging, on-base percentage, they're all within the same ballpark. But Morel hit 8 more home runs in the same amount of plate appearances. So why is this so encouraging? Well, despite Arenado only hitting 18 home runs in 2014, the dude went off in 2015. 42 bombs, his slugging percentage jumped up 75 points, and his OPS jumped up over 70 points to 898. So Kyle, are you telling me that Morel is going to hit 42 home runs next year and his OPS will be near 900? Actually, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, I could be completely wrong, but I really don't think I am, and here's why. In Arenado's third full season, he had 616 plate appearances. That's 187 more than Morel did in 2023. On average, Morel hit a home run every 16.6 plate appearances in 2023. If he had 616 at-bats and kept up that same home run pace, he would have hit 37 home runs. Close to 42, still not quite there, but let's look at Arenado's baseball savant metrics in 2015 and compare them to Morel's in 2023. Luckily, 2015 was the first year that these metrics were measured by Baseball Savant. So while Arenado's 2015 season was one of his best of his career, he still comes up short on some of the most important metrics compared to Morel. Christopher's barrel rate and hard hit rate are significantly better, and his average exit velocity is better too. By the way, this was actually Arenado's best season for average exit velocity. Morel's launch angle is lower than Arenado's, however, Morel did make big strides on that in his second season. I'll talk about that a little bit more here in a bit. Overall, Setup Nation, you are looking at a very similar offensive player aside from the strikeouts. Now, this also got me thinking, how does Morel's 2023 numbers measure up with the MVP finalists from last year? Check it out. He had a better barrel rate than Acuna, Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Corey Seager. Shohei's barrel rate was just out of this world, so you can't really compare to that, but he had a better exit velocity than Freddie Freeman and was pretty close to Mookie Betts, and his hard hit rate was better than Betts and Freeman. And aside from Shohei's barrel rate, he's pretty much in the same range as all of these guys in all three categories. You're talking about a guy who, if given an entire season and putting up these numbers, could be in an MVP type of conversation. Yeah, that's actually possible based on these metrics. So not only is he the potential second coming of Arenado from an offensive standpoint, but his metrics are already up there with these big boys. And the best part about this, he showed major improvements from 2022 to 2023 in a number of categories. He had nearly the same amount of plate appearances year to year, but he hit 10 more home runs, added an extra 80 points to his OPS, 75 points to his slugging percentage, increased his barrel rate and exit velocity 2.5% each. His launch angle dramatically improved, and he increased his hard hit rate by almost 10%, which is wild. And one of the major reasons that he was able to do this, I believe, is that he learned how to hit a freaking breaking ball. In 2022, only 6 of his 16 home runs came on breaking pitches, but in 23, 13 of his 26 came on breaking balls. This led to an increase of 145 points on his slugging percentage versus breaking pitches alone. Not to mention, he also increased his contact rate on pitches in the zone by almost 7%. There's a lot to love about the future of Christopher Morel, and if you like this video, then you're going to love the conversation I had with Jordan Bastian from MLB.com about Christopher Morel and the rest of the outlook of the Cubs offense going into 2024. Check it out on the video that just popped up right here on your screen.